scuba gear on. Let's go swim with the dolphins.
Oh, here they come! Dolphins are perfectly adapted to their environment. They have nothing to do but swim and play all day. They have massive brains. They're incredibly intelligent. If dolphins bought insurance, they'd choose High House.
High House Insurance don't pay to be on comparison websites, so your premiums are better value. Try us and see. Call 606 552. High House, local reliable insurance. High Street, Selsey.
We're all casted to our community. We're the station that cares.
Yes, indeedy, and your station that cares has got some very exciting news coming up, because Selsey Internet Radio is expanding. Yes, we're going to go out right across the Manhood Peninsula, and we're going to change our name to Manhood Internet Radio. So we hope you'll all carry on listening in, because there's news of what's going on in Bracklesham, Witterings, so people might go from Selsey to Witterings for an event, or from Witterings and Bracklesham to Selsey for an event, or something that's going on, or use of facilities, and it'll integrate the communities even further, and I think that'll be a wonderful idea. And we'll be giving out some more information a bit later in the programme, so look out for Manhood Internet Radio coming up in the next couple of weeks. And because of us spreading our wings, we've now got more than one lot of What's On. But we're going across to the Selsey area firstly, and on Tuesday the 24th there's a blood donor session at the Selsey Centre between 2 and 4:30 and 5:30 and 7:45. So go down there and give generously, give some blood, enjoy yourself. On Wednesday the 25th, well, Wednesdays are Keep Fit days at the Selsey Centre, with either fitter sitters at 10:20, or for the more active there's the Wednesday workout at 9:15. On Thursday the 26th, the Manhood Trefoil Guild are meeting at 7:15 in the Selsey Centre for a talk by Karenza Holtzman from Canine Partners, and everybody's welcome to that. On Friday the 27th at the Selsey Centre, the Selsey U3A have a guest speaker at 2:30, and it's Andy Thomas, a self-confessed Christmasaholic. 3:30 is the grand opening of the new skate park on East Beach Green, and lights on at 6:30 with fair rides etc. down there. So that'll be great. That's great for the youngsters, that new skate park opening. Now Saturday is a busy day, because on Saturday the 28th, Selsey Labour Party are holding a winter fair at the Town Hall from 10 till 12, with bargain stalls selling toys, games, books etc. There'll be a tombola and coffee and tea and mince pies, so lots of stuff there. There's also a grand Christmas fair at the Methodist Hall from 10 till 12, with stalls selling jewellery, bric-a-brac, provisions etc. And the Christmas lights, of course, will be switched on at 6 p.m. Now, there's also on Saturday, at the old cinema, a Christmas market, and that's going from 10 a.m. till 8 p.m. And also in the High Street there'll be a Santa trail from Selsey Florists, and that's at 4:30 p.m. and that costs £1 per child, and all proceeds go to Selsey First Responders. And also in the High Street there's Santa's Grotto at Amanda's Hobby Hideout, and there'll be Ice King and Ice Queen stilt walkers and ice jesters entertaining in the High Street from 3 till 7. There'll be late night shopping, there's a hog roast, face painting, a caricaturist, glitter tattoos, a palmist, fun fair rides for the kids, so much going on. Going to be a really good time down the High Street on Saturday the 28th. And the timetable for some of what's going on goes a bit like this. At 10 a.m. the Christmas market opens in the old cinema. At 12 noon, the ukulele band will be outside the Crown Public House. Well, of course, if the weather doesn't change, it'll be a very cold ukulele band, so go along and give them some warm applause. And they'll also be back on again at 4 p.m, once again outside the Crown Public House. At 4:30, the road closure takes place, and we know what that's for. That's because later on in the evening, the lights are going to be turned on. And at 4:30, the dance club are at the entrance to the Co-op car park. At 4:45 there'll be a small procession from Latham Road, that's Santa and Seal School, and from 5:10 Seal School Choir will be outside the Crown Public House, and that'll be chilly by then, I should think. And at 6 p.m, well, 6 p.m, we've got the wonderful lights being switched on, and that'll be hosted by Simon Clemison from BBC Breakfast News. And Selsey Business Partnership would like to say a great big thank you to their main sponsors, which is Cafe GB, but also to all the other high street businesses who have contributed so generously to making this event a big success. So lots going on there on Saturday, certainly. So get yourself down to the high street and take part in some of that. Right, now we go across to the Witterings and Bracklesham area, where Tracy's going to be telling us what's going on in and around that area for the next few weeks. Tracy.
On the 28th of November, the Local Business Alliance are holding a Christmas festival. They're closing the main road for the day. They've got lots of stalls and fairground rides and things during the day. And then in the evening, with the Christmas lights switch on, we've got Christopher Timothy coming down to switch those on for us. That should be very exciting. Also on the 28th of November, the West Manhood Ventures are holding a Christmas fair in East Witterings Village Hall. That's from 10:30 to 11:30. On the 29th of November, Bracklesham Barn are holding a Christmas Bazaar. That's between 12 and 4. And on the 4th of December, East Wittering School are holding their Christmas fair at 2:30. Then we have also on the 4th of December, the Silhouettes are playing up at Rosario's, so go along there and get yourself a ticket. And then lastly, between the 4th and the 6th of December, St Anne's Church are holding their Christmas festival. Various things going on over the whole weekend, including their Christmas trees, where all the businesses in the village donate a Christmas tree to the church. They decorate in something that's becoming to their business. It's all very exciting. Nice, lots of things to go and look at. So I'd urge you all to go along and look at that.
Well, thank you for that, Tracy. And we'll be back to you for some more information on what's happening in and around Bracklesham and the Witterings in the not-too-distant future. And staying with the Wittering studio, Tracy's going to talk to Sylvia Main from the East Wittering and Bracklesham Parish Council.
Hi Sylvia, thanks very much for coming along today. I know from personal experience how hard all the members of the Parish Council work for the local community, but they may not necessarily see a lot of what goes on because a lot of it is behind the scenes. So I just wondered if you'd be kind enough to give us a brief insight as to some of the work that you're doing for the village and, you know, what happens behind the scenes that people don't always see.
Yeah. Well, that's quite true, Tracy. Yes, there is a lot that goes on behind the scenes. We have various working groups which the councillors can elect to join up to. I think it's in May when we do that. We have things like the environment, the beach, the recreational side, planning obviously. Our big thing at the moment is the neighbourhood plan, which is a community-run thing that Chichester District Council have put to us, and this is about building in the village. So the neighbourhood plan is a very big issue. Lots and lots of things. We have highways, we have the residents will ask us about potholes and excessive water. So there's a hell of a lot of things that do go on behind the scenes, not only by the councillors but by the clerk and her assistant as well. So a lot of things go on. At the top of your head, I could go on for an hour and tell you all about them all, but that's the nub of it. Planning is a big issue down here.
Yes, fantastic. So with the neighbourhood plan, am I right in thinking that so that we can, as a village, say where we are happy for houses to be built in the future?
Yes, it is a community issue. It isn't just about housing, it's about other things. It's cycle paths, bridle paths, the medical centre. It does encompass quite a lot. It isn't just about housing, but obviously that is the main issue within this village at the moment, the housing. As you know, we've got 110 houses that are proposed for the site off of Clappers Lane, which actually will be going to appeal in December, when that will be decided, I think sometime probably in the new year. So that is a big issue down here at the moment.
Fabulous. And do you need the local community to get behind you?
We do.
To help in any way?
We do. It should not have been run by the parish council. Whilst we guide and we lead, it should be run and encouraged by the local people. which sadly that hasn't happened down here.
Oh, that's a real shame.
It is, yes, yes.
Yeah. So if anybody wants to get involved with the local plan and to see what they can do to help,
It's
is
the
it
neighbourhood
too late?
plan.
Neighbourhood plan.
Well,
sorry.
it's still ongoing, so if anybody's got anything they want to discuss, I would suggest that they do come into the office and speak to the clerk about it. So it's never too late.
Fantastic. And is the right in thinking, aren't I, that the office is open to the members of the public on a Monday and a Thursday
Yes,
morning?
from 9 till 11.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful.
That is for the public to come in with various queries.
And for those of you that don't know, the Parish Council office is at the bottom of Wittering Walk. So if you feel that you can help in any way, then please do come down and speak to Joyce, the clerk, and she will be able to point you in the right direction there. Is there any news from the council or anything that you have to tell us at the moment?
Well, yes, I'm sure most people know about our community centre, which is sited off of Beach Avenue. It's a community centre that was funded by the lottery. That's been the last 5 years that's been open. That has lots and lots of things going on in there. And we've got Christmas jingle. I think it's called jingle. I keep saying tingle, but I think it's jingle. And that's one of our councillors and his wife have arranged that. It's going to be on the 12th of December from, I'm not sure if it's 7:30 or 8, but the tickets are on sale anyway. There'll be a Christmas buffet as well, and George Regis and his jazz band will be playing that. Then we've got the Christmas lights turn on the 28th of November, when the road in East Wittering will be closed, and there's going to be various stalls, I think singing, carols, Father Christmas, a grotto, a celebrity light in the lights.
Ooh.
So that will be, so that's on the 28th of November. But we do like to promote our community centre. It was built for the community, and so far so good. We've got a nice big field there, which is used not just by the community centre, but for people who walk their dogs, and it's nice, very, very nice.
And there's all sorts go on there, isn't there? I know you
Yes.
have a community cinema night.
We have the first Thursday in the month we have Seen It, where we show up-to-date films, and the tickets for that are very reasonable, and we do have an interval where people can go and get a drink, either alcohol or soft drink or tea or coffee, and ice creams, and that's well supported as well.
Fantastic. And it's even licensed for weddings, isn't it?
Yes,
Mum?
we have weddings. I think that's been very successful. We're licensed to marry couples in there, and lots of people do have their actual ceremony there, and also their reception. And in the summer there was various hog roasts going on outside, and it all looked very nice actually. We've managed to fund the drapes for the hall, so it's all nicely set out, and with the chairs being covered, the drapes down. So it's a very nice venue for anybody getting married, with the surrounding countryside as well. All very nice.
Fantastic, that's lovely. And if any of the members of the public wanted to come along to your council meetings, I know they are open to members of the public, could you just remind everybody where and when they take place?
Yes, Parish Council is the second Thursday of the month, excluding, with Council's agreement, August. We normally have a summer recess just for August. Unless there was something urgent, then we obviously would meet. The second Thursday of each month, it starts at 7 o'clock, and according to agenda items, normally an hour and a half, something like that. The public can come. They have got the opportunity to speak or ask questions on item 5, public questions, and very often a very nice lively evening, especially if there's something a little bit meaty on the agenda.
Lovely. So anybody that wants to know a little bit more about the Parish Council and what they do, get yourself down to the meetings. They are fascinating. I try to go whenever I can, and you can see exactly how hard they all work and what they are doing towards your community and to help you. Sylvia, thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome. I've enjoyed it.
And we go across to the kitchen now to see what delights we can rustle up for you. Right, and our first recipe for this week is roast leg of lamb stuffed with herbs, macadamia nuts and lemon. Now there's something different, and that's going to be really tasty. And this is what we need. We need a 2.5 kilogram leg of lamb, and that's got to be tunnel boned at room temperature. We need 3 garlic cloves crushed, 50 grams of fresh flat leaf parsley, half a small bunch of fresh oregano with the leaves picked, 5 fresh thyme sprigs also with the leaves picked, 5 pancetta slices finely chopped, 3 anchovy fillets, 40 grams of macadamia nuts, 50 grams of sourdough bread torn into pieces, 40 ml of olive oil plus extra drop for drizzling, squeeze of lemon juice, a few fresh rosemary sprigs, 300 ml of dry white wine, 1 tablespoonful of plain flour, and 300 ml of fresh chicken stock. And this is what we do. We preheat the oven to 200 degrees centigrade, or 180 if you've got a fan assisted oven, or gas mark 6. Season the lamb all over with the salt and pepper. Now in a food processor, whiz the garlic and herbs together, then add the pancetta, the anchovies, the nuts and the bread. And with the motor running, add the 40 ml of oil, and if the mix is too thick or dry, add a splash of just boiled water and season with lemon juice and some salt and pepper. Now, fill the cavity of the lamb with the stuffing, then tie up with a string to hold it together. Put the lamb in a roasting tin, then tuck a few sprigs of rosemary under the string and drizzle with oil. And roast that for about 1.5 hours, add in 150 ml of the wine after about 30 minutes, and basting every so often. Then transfer the lamb to a plate or lipped board, then cover with foil and allow to rest for 20 minutes. Meanwhile, make a gravy. Strain the juices from the roasting tin into a pan. Skim off all but 1 tablespoonful of the fat. Add the flour, then cook, stirring over a low heat for 2 minutes. Add the remaining 150 ml of wine and let that bubble, and then stir in the stock and any resting juices from the lamb. Strain and then serve with the lamb. And that can be served with all manner of potatoes now, because there's so many different potato recipes about and so many different ways to cook them. I'm sure it won't be difficult to find one that just goes with it perfectly. Add to that some nice minted broad beans, and there you go, you're set. And that's the first recipe for this week. And the second recipe for this week is baked lemon cheesecake. Now this is based on a really old recipe. It's been adapted by the Americans, but so you may hear 1 or 2 terms you're not familiar with. But there we go, it's baked lemon cheesecake, and it's rather nice. Now for the base we need 200 grams of speculoos biscuits, also sold as Biscoff biscuits, and 75 grams of unsalted butter, melted and cooled, and a little bit extra for greasing the tin and stuff. And for the filling we need 600 grams of full fat cream cheese at room temperature, well, Philadelphia, that sort of stuff, 200 grams of caster sugar, 200 ml of sour cream, 3 large free range eggs, 1 teaspoonful of vanilla extract, some finely grated lemon zest off of 4 lemons and the juice from 1 lemon, and 50 grams of plain flour. And for the caramelized lemon slices we need icing sugar for dusting and 1 lemon sliced into thin rounds. And you'll also need a 20 centimetre loose bottom cake tin. And this is what we do. For the caramelised lemon slices, heat the oven to 140 degrees centigrade or 120 on a fan oven. Line a baking sheet with baking paper and sift over a good layer of icing sugar. Now lay the lemon slices on top of the sugar, then sift more icing sugar on top of them. And sprinkle over a few drops of water, then bake for around 1 hour until the lemons are golden and caramelised. Carefully lift them off the baking paper with a palette knife and leave to cool on a wire rack until ready to use. If you're keeping them overnight, store in between sheets of baking paper in an airtight container. Now for the base of the cheesecake, whiz the speculoos biscuits in a food processor or put in a freezer bag and bash with a rolling pin until they're fine crumbs, and whiz or stir in the melted butter in a mixing bowl along with a pinch of salt, and then pack into the base of a 20 centimetre loose bottomed cake tin in an even layer, smoothing it down using the back of a spoon or something similar, and chill until needed. Heat the oven to 180 degrees centigrade, that's 160 degrees on the fan oven, and for the filling, mix the room temperature cream cheese, the caster sugar and the sour cream together in a mixing bowl with a balloon whisk or with an electric mixer, and whisk that up till it's nicely smooth, and then gently beat in the eggs one at a time, and then add the vanilla extract and lemon zest and the juice. Now fold in the flour with a balloon whisk until smooth, and spoon the mixture over the chilled biscuit base and then level to the top. Bake for 50 to 60 minutes until the top is slightly golden and set at the edges, but the middle still had a good wobble when you shake the cheesecake. Now remove from the oven and leave to cool completely before removing from the tin. And to serve, top with the caramelised lemons and dust with a little more icing sugar if you like. That sounds nice, doesn't it? Yeah, lovely. And if you'd like a copy of these recipes, you can look on the Selsey Internet Radio webpage, which is www.selseyinternetradio.co.uk, and you'll find them on there. And that's it from the kitchen for another week.
The Weather Report.
And here we have a look at the weather for the coming week. Well, Tuesday looks like we're going to get some rain. There's a 60% chance of rain on Tuesday. Temperatures going up to about 11 degrees, so not too bad at all. And the wind speed at 16 miles an hour. On Wednesday, Wednesday should be dry. Temperatures 10 degrees and the wind speed at 15 miles an hour. Thursday there's a slight increase in the chance of a shower, up to 20% possibility of that. Temperature at 10 degrees and the wind speed dropping down to 9 miles an hour, so that's quite a gentle day on Thursday. On Friday, well, once again, just the odd chance of a shower. Temperatures picking up to a very mild 12 and wind speeds rising up to 15 miles an hour, so getting a little bit windier towards the weekend. Now Saturday there's a 40% chance of rain, temperatures 10 degrees and the wind coming from a west-southwest picking up to 20 miles an hour. Now Sunday, well, there's a chance of a shower on Sunday. Temperature's 12 degrees, but it's going to be windy. The wind speed is going to pick up and it's going to come from the west-southwest and it's going to pick up to 23 miles an hour. So that's it for Sunday. So quite a windy day on Sunday. And that's it for the weather forecast for the coming few days. And we go back to the Wittering studio now where Mel's talking to her guest.
And today I'm joined by Drew Allardyce, who's the Community Warden here in East Witterings. Hello Drew.
Good afternoon, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Wet.
Oh dear. We brought you along today just so we can hear about what you actually do. I know people have probably seen you around, but can you tell us a bit about what Community Warden does in the area?
Okay, I've been a Community Warden, this is my 11th year. I'm employed by Chichester District Council. Back in 2005, initially we were employed, I think, pretty much to do antisocial behaviour. That was it. We were sent off to our own little areas. I was in Chai, and all I did was antisocial behaviour. That was it. Now things have changed. Antisocial behaviour has certainly decreased. I'd like to take some credit for that, and the rest of my team, I think, have done a good job. working with the police as well, obviously, but ASV's definitely decreased. But having said that, our workload has increased because we've been involved with so many other things, as you know. Anything from lost dogs to potholes to the dreaded dog fouling to fly tipping, you name it. We pretty much deal with it, or I pretty much deal with it.
I know recently you've just rescued one little dog. Have you had any update on him?
Yeah, he's doing great.
Oh, good.
Went to see him last week. Yeah, George. They were going to rename him to Dougal, but they decided that George was the best name. He's doing great. He's had a haircut. He's got a new coat. He's got new friends, new life.
Oh, and he's happy.
So happy. Yeah.
Oh, that's lovely.
He still jumped in my van when I went to see him. Bless him. I think he knows that's a safe spot.
Yeah.
But we did another one on Friday night. There's another dog running loose quite late on Friday night, and one of the ladies who works here, she found it and she rang me up. And as you know, I've got a little scanner, so I can see if it's got a microchip. And it was nice to return the dog to its very worried owner.
Oh,
it's an elderly lady.
It just escaped.
Yeah, just gone for a wander, and it gone down on the beach and got a bit dark, and I think got lost.
But that's not all you do. You don't just look after dogs, do you? No. That's a nice part.
No, as I say, I deal with pretty much everything. When I've been working down, I think this is my 7th or 8th year now in the Witterings and Bracklesham, and you get to know so many people, and you know, people ring you up about pretty much everything, anything that concerns them, they ring me about, and that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Shows there's a need, and I'm happy to deal. I always say, if I can't deal with it myself, I know someone who can. That's pretty much how it works.
I think it's nice that people recognise you and feel someone you can trust.
Absolutely.
They can trust you rather than going to the police, because it's a bit daunting for some people to make a call to the police about something, whereas they can come to, and you're more of a friendly community figure.
Thank you. I'd say that's a compliment.
It is a compliment.
Good. For some things, like, I know, going back to 15, 20 years when you used to have like a community copper, the village copper, and you could go to him or her about pretty much anything, and then they got away from that, and I think I'm sort of bringing that back, because people ring me up about, do they really want to ring the police about noisy neighbours? Do they really want to ring the police about a car that just looks a little bit dodgy outside?
No.
It's just, people got my number, they can knock on the fire station door if they see my van there, they can flag me down. And of course, working with the kids, as you know, I work with the kids or help run 2 very, very busy youth clubs now. And the kids and the mums give you so much information and ask you so many questions and little niggles, concerns. It's nice to get them sorted out.
And do you go into schools much? Do you have much to do with schools?
To be honest, not as much as I'd like. Me and the dog warden, we do a joint presentation about how to look after not just dogs but pets.
Yeah.
And that's always fun. We're looking to do a different thing about how litter and fly tipping affects animals, not just pets, like glass on the beach, but also how it affects wild animals.
Yeah.
So maybe working with Brent Lodge, who do a fair amount of stuff.
Oh, that'd be good.
So we're looking for a joint presentation we can take around the schools, and maybe with a bit of luck we can take some rescued animals to the schools. So that's nice.
Because I think it says the thing as well, it's not just rubbish, is it? Chewing gum's a real big thing with animals.
Absolutely, yeah. I saw a thing on
Facebook.
On Facebook.
I did.
Those
That's
two wagtails.
Yeah.
And one just died because ever since that day, I've been absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I know it's scary to think that a piece of chewing gum could be like that with a bird.
Yeah, so I shout at people now. And I never realised, I knew it was messy, but I didn't realise it could kill birds.
Could kill birds.
And cigarette ends can kill seagulls.
Really?
Yes, apparently, I didn't know that. Useless information for you. Apparently, they're flying around, they just think it's a breadcrumb or something like that.
Yeah.
Breadcrumb, a piece of bread. And when the moisture in the gull's throat hits the filter, it can swell and it's very hard to get out, and often they choke. Silly little things like that, isn't it? Horrible. So if we can get into the schools and get that message across then.
Of course.
Not just schools, youth clubs.
And I know you said you're at the fire station.
Yep.
When are you around? When can people pop by? Because you work funny long hours and late at night.
It's not really a 9 to 5 job.
No.
I could work 9 to 5. My wife would be a lot happier because I'd get home at a sensible time. But it just doesn't work for me. It's, you know, I like to be out there when things are happening. And for me, it's when the kids come back from school, when people come home from work. That's when they want to see you. That's when they want to have a chat. That's when incidents happen, or most of them happen. So I tend to do 1:30 till 9:30.
Mm-hmm.
As a concession to my wife, I do one early shift at the weekends. I do 2 weekends on, 2 weekends off.
Right.
So I'll do one early on Saturday or Sunday just so she kind of remembers what I look like. But that's how it works. I will come in early if there's a certain job needs to be done. Of course I will be.
And what about over Christmas period? Will we be around over the Christmas?
Yes, yeah. CDC, that's right, Chichester District Council closed down for about 10 days over Christmas.
Nice.
And I've always been against that. I've always been against that. I don't see how I can do that. So I kind of rebelled. And that sounds like a dog. So I'll be in over Christmas. Because there's loads of flights even over Christmas as well. All the packaging, all the old bikes that, you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And with the kids being off on holidays as well,
Yeah,
I suppose there's a lot more time
you
need to spend. Brilliant. Well, thank you for coming in today.
Fine.
Please pop in again to see us, won't you?
Yes, of course I will. Thank you very
Great.
much for
Thanks, Drew.
Thanks.
And that's Mel talking to Drew Allardyce, the Community Warden for Bracklesham and the Witterings. And our final item this week is an inspirational thought from Pastor Andy Stevens of the Windrush Church. Welcome.
My theme for today is there must be more. Ever thought about it? There must be more. More of what? More opportunity? More to life than this? More to relationship? More I can do to help people? More to change the world? More to be able to express how I feel? More to life? Some people look for more in doing the lottery, reading the stars, taking up a hobby, getting fit, changing diet, reading books, getting more education, taking up meditation, joining clubs, going to nightclubs, drinking alcohol, taking drugs, making friends, forming relationships, indulging in sex, embracing music, living in games, taking up crime, and getting married. Some people think that when this happens, things will get better. Or, if I can only do this or that. Some people use this urge of there must be more to be creative and invent something more. Or they become artistic, producing something more. It seems that mankind is trying to organise ridiculous expectations. Can we expect more? More from my boss? More from my spouse? More from the kids? More from the government? More from my family? More from my friends? This can bring disappointment and can even get us to manipulate the more, even without realising it. We can do this through emotional pressure and even emotional blackmail. If you don't do this, I will do whatever. Oliver asked for more because he was hungry. Hunger can drive us where we do not want to go. Hunger can drive us to do what we do not want to do. Hunger is not always in the stomach, but in the heart. When it is in the heart, it is more powerful, as it drives emotion, and emotion has great power. What do we do with this? There must be more to life. Well, some turn to religion, and religion can stabilise and settle us down in some way, as it provides regularity, conformity, rituals and standards. Does it solve the more, or just package it? Others turn to relationship, and this can give security, confidence and acceptance. They can be volatile and can turn bad. There is something else that needs to be looked at very closely. That is love. True love casts out fear. True love fills the void. True love shows there is so much more. True love covers over wrongs. True love is slow to criticize. True love looks only for the good. True love empowers. True love frees the heart. True love conquers pain. True love feeds the hungry. God is love. God loves you beyond your imagining. What are you going to do about it?
And if you'd like to hear more from Pastor Andy Stevens, well, you can go along to the Windrush Church. They hold their meetings in the Bracklesham Barn Community Centre in Beach Avenue, Bracklesham, every Sunday morning starting at 10:30 a.m. And if you'd like some more information from them, you can email them at windrushchurch@gmail.com. And that's about it for this week. It just leaves me to say thank you to our producer John Fletcher, and to my fellow presenters Tracy Glitherow and Mel Bowring from Local Life magazine, and to our guests Sylvia Main, Drew Allardyce and Pastor Andy Stevens. Well, thanks for joining us, and join us again next week. Bye for now.